Welcome to another edition of Park Talk Podcast, the official podcast of the Naperville Park District, where you can engage your senses. Hello, this is Samara, and we're back in the studio with two of our newest board members, Bobby Carlsen and Mike King. Welcome to both of you, and thank you for taking the time to chat for a bit today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Before we get started, I wanted to give our audience a little background on our Park Board of Commissioners. The Park District is governed by a 7-member board elected by Naperville's residents to serve 4-year terms. Both Bobby and Mike officially began their terms last May. It takes a lot of dedication and effort to be a commissioner, and we appreciate your commitment, which is made all the more meaningful because you serve on a volunteer basis. I don't think everyone is aware of that. Because you're volunteers, there has to be a reason or several reasons why you decided to become a board member. Bobby, let's start with you. Why did you decide to run for Park Board?
Well, growing up in Naperville, I've always enjoyed the parks in Naperville and just the beauty that has always surrounded me growing up in Saybrook. And then when I was older and decided to raise my kids here, I coached a lot of baseball, so I was always in parks and working in the city, so I didn't have a ton of time. And then I made a career shift and realized that I had more time on my hands and figured that there was no better way to spend it than to help out and give back to the community, which I've grown up in and love very much.
Great. How about you, Mike?
Very similar. Just to give back to the community. I lived here most of my life, and I had one of my first jobs was working for the Park District in high school, or right out of high school, and I volunteer coached football for about 18 years, and just the atmosphere of volunteerism, being part of the community, and giving back to the community, that's given me so much as well too.
All right, so I'm going to throw this question out here, and whoever wants to answer it first, go for it. What's been the best thing about representing the Naperville Park District so far?
I think being associated with just a classy organization such as the Naperville Park District is one of the best things that being part of this is really, really great. And seeing the dedication of the staff and the just the ability for us to help out the community as well too is one of the best things that I've been part of.
Bobby, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Park District Board meetings a little bit, and I know people who've been on the board in the past, and I would say that the the quality of people that are in the Park District is unsurpassed, in my opinion. I think everybody really does a great job trying to make Naperville the great city that it is.
What's been your biggest surprise being on the board, if there's been one? I'll also give you, or your biggest challenge. Your biggest surprise, your biggest challenge in your first year on the board. Mike, what do you think?
I think the biggest surprise is that how much work and effort goes into seamlessly. Everyone goes out there on a Saturday to play baseball or football. It's just been amazing so how much work goes behind the scenes. And the big surprise is just there hasn't been that much of a surprise to it.
Well, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's been pretty nice.
Biggest surprise, I would say just the amount of information to get familiar with all sorts of different entities within the Park District, and that's why I wanted to be on the finance committee to make sure that I understood really how the our tax dollars really are appropriated, and so I've been trying to educate myself on financial stuff to make sure that we spend dollars efficiently.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So with you both being residents, I'm sure you're out and about in the community frequently, and I'm sure you talk to people and they'll say, hey, you're a commissioner, I've got a question for you. When you're not out and about, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Because I'm sure people have questions just in general about the Park District or things that you can answer as a board member. How can people get a hold of you and ask those questions?
They could actually call me or email me.
Okay.
Most of my neighbors do.
Okay.
They're not shy,
Mm-hmm.
but for any question, or they see me in the grocery store out and about, or even at a barbecue or something, they always come up and ask questions about that as well too.
Sure.
So about the park district, everyone is has interest in the park district, whether they have kids going through a park district program, or they want to play basketball, or something. Everyone in this community has something to do with the parks.
Right, absolutely.
And always has questions about the parks too.
Sure, of course. Yeah, it's a big deal in Naperville. And I know that as commissioners, you both have emails, and people can always contact you through the website, I'm imagining as well. So.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. What are you looking forward to most about being a board member in 2018, or just your involvement in the Naperville Park District? Is there any specific goal that the Park District is working on, or just anything in general at the Park District that you're most looking forward to?
Well, it seems like it's a little bit of a transition after completing the Fort Hill Activity Center. And now it seems like that has been a very successful thing that the previous board accomplished. And it seems like now we're looking to just maintain. We're kind of in a maintenance mode, it seems like, and that's great. Take care of all of the great things that we have, while still looking down the road at future projects.
Exactly. Just kind of maintaining and looking forward. There's always a forward-looking what we do next to improve. Look at South Naperville, look at the development there as well too, and just the improving on what we already have now, because it's kind of hard. You don't want to get too complacent of what you're doing. When you're really good, you get in it that almost the thing that, hey, we're the best, we're good. You don't challenge yourself to improve. But I see the staff always doing that as well too, and the forward-looking in the leadership that we have.
Right, and you mentioned that looking forward, and Bobby, you alluded to this as well. This really is kind of a planning year for us. We've been working on the strategic plan and the master plan, and kind of along those lines in getting ready to roll out a strategic plan, we just introduced a new mission statement, which has an enhanced focus on health and wellness. Bobby, how do you live that mission in your daily life?
Well, I'm at the Fort Hill Activity Center at least 3 days a week. It's a fantastic center for those who haven't seen it yet and gotten to enjoy it. It really is a beautiful building, and I don't think there's a better value as far as what you get bang for your buck around. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm physically active all the time, and that's why I really enjoy the Park District as well.
Mike, how do you embrace our mission?
Well, I lost 35 pounds by going to Fort Hill.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, I took the kind of the mission very serious, and it's something that if I can do that, other people can do that as well too. And I want to make sure that everyone's aware that get out and walk, enjoy the park systems, the trails we have, the facilities that we have. I mean, Fort Hill is fantastic and has everything you want there, and it's just a great opportunity for us as a community to take advantage of these great facilities that we have and live a healthy lifestyle.
That's a great testimonial right there.
Yeah.
I think we all do
if I can do it, anyone
sure,
can do it. Trust me on that one.
Well, and I think we all do our best work when we get involved in something that we believe in. And it certainly seems like you're both in the right places representing the Naperville Park District as commissioners. So I'd like to thank our guests today, our newest Park Board commissioners, Bobby Carlsen and Mike King, and thank them for their insightful and thought-provoking conversation. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to submit your comments, suggestions, and questions for our mailbag segment through our website at napervilleparks.org/podcasts. Additional information on Naperville Park District programs and services can be found at napervilleparks.org. The Naperville Park District's mission is to provide recreation and park experiences that promote healthy lives, healthy minds, and a healthy community. Park Talk Podcast is a production of the Naperville Park District.